Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Welcome to Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy, a literary podcast where we deep dive into the writings of your favorite novels. We've just wrapped up our analysis of Sarah J. Maas's House of Sky and Breath, and we'll be jumping into our winter book club next week.
This is Jack.
And I'm Amy.
Before we get into this special drunk episode, there is about 20-25 minutes of content of us drunkenly going into Amy's religious trauma.
Sorry?
So we're going to save that for Patreon.
And it is a free video, so feel free to stop by whether or not you're paying. Join our Patreon for free. And if you really want to hear more about me, you can listen or watch.
No watching. I don't think we're not posting that video.
I question myself and I question others right now.
Welcome to the Tipsy episode. Our Ask Us Everything. Tipsy. We just, between the two of us, downed a bottle of champagne.
In like 5 minutes.
We are currently waiting for it to hit.
Yeah. Wow.
Chug. ASU.
Good thing we have a second bottle.
I was very tempted to say get the third.
I genuinely thought about it too.
Yeah. I should have followed my
There
instinct.
were only 2 bottles in the fridge. So.
I mean, when in doubt, tequila.
I've got good tequila.
No. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be,
This is going to be messy.
It's what they asked for. Every once in a while we'll get, hey, when can you do a drunk episode again? And it's like,
Tipsy.
We're in our 30s.
Yeah.
We're in our mid-30s.
No, I was
We can't do that. Okay, let's get into some content.
Only 50 minutes later.
That's fine. I get to eat. I mean, I'm still staring at my food. I'd love to eat
Okay.
it.
Can I read the questions while you eat?
No.
Oh my gosh.
This is great. Favorite hangover meal?
That's an excellent question. I don't have hangovers.
Fuck you. All right. I have answers. One, there's a Chilean hangover soup that my mom used to make for me. Mm-hmm. You remember that time when we were in college and we went, many times we went out to Old Town, but I think that was the time I passed out in the bushes.
I wasn't there that time.
No, you were there.
Is it the time that
you were laying on the bench?
Oh.
My mom picked us up.
Oh. What? I only remember that being your 21st birthday.
No, there was another time she came and picked us up.
Obviously, I do not remember.
You were on the bench, passed out. I was in the bushes. She found us.
I don't remember this.
You should talk to my mom because Lord, does she remember?
I don't remember.
So there's like a Chilean hangover soup that she made me that time, which was great.
I mean, I hope she made it for me too, because I hope I stayed over.
You did, but you left at like 6 a.m., which you probably shouldn't have.
I believe that.
I 100. I think it was like, I think you're still drunk. Uber was not around.
Uber was not around, but also in 2011, nobody was on the road at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was 6 a.m. Very bad. We do not support this. Anyway, anything from Denny's. The thing is, like, we don't have hangover foods because, like, we had drunk food. Those mac and cheese balls.
Oh, nuggets.
Nuggets, thank you, were superb. Anything that's greasy and filling is great.
Yeah. I'm going to eat, like, as much protein and grease as possible.
Yeah. Is that the right answer? Probably not. Is that my
But it
answer?
works for me.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Read her question.
What nail color should I get tomorrow? Pink or orange?
Orange.
You're saying that because your hair is slightly...
It's not orange. It's strawberry.
It is strawberry.
You take that fucking orange back out. It is strawberry. Orange because it's almost October.
Oh, fair. I think that's a great reason.
Yeah, I had logic. God. Has Tamlin redeemed himself, or do you think it's still coming?
I think it's still coming.
I think he's yes and no. I think he's redeemed himself to be allowed to have a redemption.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. He's redeemed himself enough to be allowed a redemption arc.
Because I think sometimes you get characters who just have a redemption arc, and I'm like, I don't approve of this.
I never needed a redemption arc.
I have no, I don't need a redemption arc because you haven't earned it. I think you have to earn redemption.
I agree. I did read, actually, interestingly enough, I think I read an Instagram post today about Tamlin. It was obviously a Tamlin simp who hates Rhys. However, I thought they had a good point, which was Tamlin choosing to revive Rhys
Was his redemption. That's what people claim.
Was not his redemption, but was done because he understood, despite whatever his feelings were, it was the best thing to do for Prithian, for Feyre, whatever. And he chose good over his ego in that moment. And I think, yes. And I think that paves the way for redemption.
I agree. I think that just because someone chooses the answer that they should doesn't give them bonus points. You know what I mean? And like, to me, like, that's like, and I think with that with dating, I think of that with life, where it's like, just because you're a good guy, you do not get bonus points. Just because you did the right thing in that moment that benefits everyone.
It's the bare minimum.
It's the bare minimum. You don't get bonus points for that.
100.
Getting redemption is like going above and beyond.
Absolutely.
And he didn't go above and beyond. He did
the bare minimum.
The bare minimum of like not letting everyone die, you know? So yeah, I think Tamlin is definitely set up for a redemption arc. I would love to have a redemption arc. I just really want to be able to like thirst after a blonde character.
I miss the days of thirsting after Draco Malfoy.
I just feel like bring back blonde males. Let that be allowed.
Wow, words I never thought you would say.
This is the champagne talking. Do you have any books you regret reading?
Am I allowed to say?
I mean, I might bleep it, but go ahead. We'll see.
From Blood and Ash.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to bleep that.
Okay.
Controversial. If you don't know how we feel about From Blood and Ash, go listen to our From Blood and Ash episode. See, that's why I left it in. Plugging. Why do you feel like you regret that? Because I don't regret it.
Oh, really? Why do you not regret it?
No, I asked you first. Someone has to answer things.
I
feel tell you.
I feel like it made me dumber.
Wow.
And that was not a nice thing to say, but I've been drinking.
I think From Blood and Ash is a great story to be told when you just want to feel being on a ride. I think that we take books sometimes too seriously and sometimes we take books too loosely. And I think Blood and Ash takes a real loosey-goosey.
That's rich coming from someone who has a podcast that does literary analysis.
I'm not here to think.
I'm here to drink.
I'm here to drink. No, I mean, like, I genuinely enjoyed From Blood and Ash the first time I read it. Now, the other books, I wish I had the same enjoyment. Other people did, and I'm happy that they did. I just wasn't able to. I think it's hard because you came from a lot of like opinions were coming at you. But sometimes we're just there for the vibes. And from Blood and Ash, I knew going into it was a vibe. And you were going into it with the thoughts of the podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. That is true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's a book that I did not read for the podcast that I regretted reading.
Tessa the D'Urbervilles.
I remember you've always complained about that book.
I just like, that was the first book that didn't have a happy ending. And I was like, what is the point of books? Why would you write this? Why would any of this be okay? Also, I know you love this book, but Little Women.
I don't anymore.
Really?
No.
We haven't talked about that.
I mean, as a 12-year-old, yeah, I fucking love that book mostly because Christian Bale was in the movie. Let's be real. It was also the first book after Harry Potter that really got me to read.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's more about nostalgia
Versus like the actual what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think though, I try to have early on a stance of like never regret a book, because even if you didn't like it, you learned something you didn't like.
Yeah, fair.
Now, are there books I DNF? Yeah. But sometimes I just keep going for the Goodreads mark.
Fair. I'm trying to think if there's like a book that I read in college that was like bleh. Tom Jones.
Yeah.
That book fucking sucks.
Wait, Tom Jones, the singer?
No, it's a book.
Okay.
It's the class that and I were in, titled Jade and Austen, but the first book was Tom Jones.
Yeah.
It was awful. I mean, I could probably appreciate it now that I've like I'm better at literary analysis. However, at the time, it was the fucking waste of my time.
I really have to pee.
Go pee.
Hold my food, please. Don't. I mean, you can eat it if you want.
I have no desire to eat.
That's only because I like you and because I know you're not hungry.
The offer was empty.
All right.
Are you drinking your champagne?
Yeah, I am. I'm coming.
Because I'm about to pour myself another glass and I'm very tipsy. Okay, I'm really glad we didn't get 3. I'm really glad we're not doing tequila shots because we don't need it.
I didn't say that we weren't. We have more questions to answer.
Damn it. And we're back.
And we're back. What was the most impactful book you ever read / best smut you ever had?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Best smut I ever had is not available anymore. So Thea Guanzin.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to be her.
In her Raylo fan fiction era, wrote a Raylo Star Wars / Harry Potter crossover.
Oh my god.
Called The Heartbreak Prince, where Kylo is a potions instructor.
What? He's Snape.
He's Snape.
Mm-hmm.
And Rey is an 18-year-old student at Hogwarts.
I hate that I love this.
Smutty smut. So hot. And it is no longer available on AO3.
Hopefully she brings that somewhere.
I hope so. It's so good.
I'm trying to think of what was the most like poignant smut. I remember the first smut I read was an Inuyasha smut.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember the first smut I read.
It was considered lime. That's like how early fan fiction days it was. It was lime. Because it didn't even have like a warning. It was just like, this is smutty, therefore it was lime.
Wow.
I know.
The first smut I read was a 3-book series of Buffy fanfiction that had its own website.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Buffy Spike smut was so hot. I couldn't handle it as a 15-year-old.
Yep. I will say the smut that broke my brain was Emily Rath.
Oh, Pucking?
She did that for both of us. I think she's like kind of
I
like...
haven't read any Pucking.
Not Pucking, but you read her other stuff.
No.
She's just... You read her...
Oh, Beautiful Things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she's a great smut writer.
I do agree.
You know, like I read a lot of good smut, a lot of Draco Hermione fan fiction smut, a lot of really good stuff. But like, you know, those were, I think fan fiction is where it starts.
Definitely starts at fan fiction.
This person is sick and I love them and I think they might be my best friend, other than you. Fuck, marry, kill. Ready? Therian, Ethan, Rune's chewed off hand.
I already know my answer.
All right, go ahead.
Fuck Rune. No. Marry Rune's hand.
Yeah.
Fuck Therian. Kill Ethan.
I agree. I completely agree. I think they're asking the questions
You know
that
what?
they need to ask him.
Rune's hand can do so much without his
so
body.
much. I would marry that hand in a heartbeat.
Oh, the things I could do to that hand.
The things that hand could do to me.
Yeah, true.
Which type of wings would you prefer? Illyrian, angel, or third option? So it's kind of like bat, angel, or other. Which, like, what is the other? If it's like feathers or membrane?
Like think like butterfly or moth. Very fragile.
Oh, definitely not that.
Okay. Feathers. Angel.
I know. I hate it. I hate myself for saying it, but yeah.
But they could be different colors and they're so soft.
I also get to shed, which is exciting.
I don't understand.
It's like when you're at, I mean, maybe this is a me experience, when you're at a guy's house and you're in the early dating phases and you just leave a little bit of hair that you're showering.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is my territory now, but with feathers.
But we're not talking about you having feathers.
I just said I had feathers too.
Oh, I was thinking about my partner having feathers.
No, I was not brought into this. Okay, ready for the next question?
Sure.
If you were turned into an egg for a year, who would you trust to look after you / not break you, and why?
Not you.
You could fucking choose Randall over me?
No, I'm going to choose Emma.
No. She's an egg with you.
Okay.
If your fiance doesn't count. Also, I love Emma. The cats would get to it, and you would die.
No, she would keep me somewhere the cats couldn't. Okay. If Emma's off the table.
Yep.
Definitely not Randall. He would never look
All
after
I need
me.
to know is that I beat Randall.
You beat Randall.
However, I'm going to throw Lauren into the mix. I think she's a very responsible person.
Lauren would definitely take care of me.
I respect and understand that. I just need to know that I'm above Randall.
You are above Randall.
All right, there we are.
But it would be Lauren.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't pick me. I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a klutz.
I wasn't going to. Honestly, I was going to pick my mom, but I also know that I'll probably be dropped, but with honor and love.
She'd probably eat you.
She would. She would forget what egg was me and what egg was an egg. No one eats more eggs than my mom.
Who you should pick?
Nicole.
Who was my backup? Was
Nicole. Absolutely. If it's not my mom, it's Nicole.
I think it's Nicole first.
I think it's Nicole first. We would get Dusty on a shelf somewhere.
Better than dropped.
He survived. Okay, I'm waiting for this one particular question until we are like thoroughly tipsy.
I'm thoroughly tipsy. I mean, I think I've consumed 3/4 of that last bottle.
I think I drank more than you.
You drank more of the first bottle than me.
All
I
right.
definitely drink more of the second
All right,
bottle.
take a nice big swig, and then we're gonna go get the tequila.
No. Okay.
What is the raunchiest thing you would let Azriel do to you? I was thinking about this all day.
Please tell me your answer.
All right. The Patreon people are going to hear it.
I'm so sorry.
Everyone
Colleen.
else is going to be everyone. If you want to hear the, everyone else is going to get the bleep version. Okay, so I was thinking about this. Obviously, like that's like the first thing on the list.
Oh,
like
yeah,
we need to like ease me into that.
Yeah.
And then definitely some.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have to
absolutely.
be with another. It can be with a. And then
Yeah.
And then definitely like.
Mm-hmm.
I want him.
Mm-hmm.
I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want.
Yeah.
And then I want like Pillow Princess.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
understand that. So I think I've obviously never been with a man. However, I have imagined that it would be hot to have a man,
Yeah.
but have an so that he can have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's the same. Like what
Yeah,
I would
it's
love.
the same as yours.
Yeah.
Why are we so similar?
I'm so sorry.
I was gonna get the spicy pork plate, and then I saw that you got it, and I was like, "Fuck it!"
I can't help
I
that
had
we
to
are
switch.
half brain people. Did you really switch because you
really
saw that?
did. Because I saw what you were getting. I was like, "Fuck! Why are we the same?" So I got something different.
Even our dick preferences are the same, and you're gay.
I know. Why?
The thing is, when it comes to Azrael, there is not a thing I wouldn't do. Play.
No, that's off the. I would not
Off
do that
the
with
table.
anyone. I do not care.
I agree.
Never.
Never. Fuck, marry, kill. No, this is a real one.
Okay.
As if the Rune's hand was not. I think that was a great question. Hunt, Rune, Cormac. Okay, I have my answer.
I have my answer.
Go ahead.
Kill Cormac. He's already dead.
Wow. In this world, he's alive.
Fuck Hunt, marry Rune.
Interesting.
He's got that lip ring.
Okay.
I get to use that the rest of my life.
I'm gonna truth. I'm going to give you my initial instinct. Do I stand by it? No.
Okay.
Kill Hunt.
Okay.
Fuck Rune.
Okay.
Marry Cormac. All of it makes sense though.
I mean, based on the way we've recorded the season, yes.
I just think that I am ready for a blonde renaissance.
Apparently.
With men.
I'm
I am
sensing
ready.
a theme.
I think I'm ready. I dyed my hair red again.
You did. Now you can have your Draco Ginny phase.
Don't we want this for me?
Sure. I would love that for you. Y'all remember the show on Netflix? I think it was called Sex Life. The main male character is Australian, and he's on a new show about Hawaii beach lifeguards. He's a blonde. AKA, you should hunt him down.
Give me a name. The thing is, though, is that I don't think blonde men understand that they're undesirable.
100%. They think they are God's gift to earth.
Like, I feel like I don't think that blonde men get it, that they're not the preference. Here's what I've noticed. All of the dark hair, blue-eyed men are gone on dating apps. They've been married. The women knew. They're gone.
Snatched them up.
They
real
are.
fast.
No, I'm not even lying. Not a single dark hair, blue-eyed man is alive.
Okay.
They're all gone. I dipped my dating profile to like under a certain age and they're there. So there is a time that they get all taken up.
Snatched.
Do you know who's available?
Blonde.
A lot of blonde men. A lot of blonde men.
Well, honestly, because blonde men have the bigger egos, because media has told them that they're hot shit and they're actually not.
And that's what's hard, is that I need them to learn that media, the
Is
media that
wrong.
counts, like books, is like, hey, you need to know that you're the villain.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't have white blonde hair. You're just a regular blonde.
So you're mediocre.
I need to like knock your self-esteem down so that I might swoop in. Yeah, so I mean, maybe I am in a blonde renaissance. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm like Beyonce, Renaissance era.
The actor's name is Adam Demos.
Adam D-E.
M-O-S. And the show is called Rescue.
Ew, I like him.
High Surf. Oh, I see it.
Ew, I like him.
I see it. That's hilarious.
Blonde renaissance right here. The B-side to Beyonce's album. Call me Cowboy Jack. If you could get an answer to one question, would you ask Taylor Swift or Sarah J. Maas? And what would it be? That's a great...
It hurts my soul. Okay. I know what my question would be.
Go ahead. Which one would you choose first? Sarah?
Sarah.
Oh, wow.
Is there a Dorian Manon novel in my future?
Uh-huh. Bad news, we dropped our bottle of champagne. Great news, it was empty. Do we get tequila shots?
Colleen says, right now, I would ask SJM, when are we getting the next ACOTAR book?
You know, people are freaking out thinking that it's going to be 2026.
It's fine. We got plenty to do before then.
I love how we're the only ones who are like, you know what? Take your time, Sarah.
Yeah, I can't fit that into my schedule.
Look, if we could fit in Throne of Glass for a season and then like shake shit up and then go back to ACOTAR, that'd be funny.
That would be hilarious. People would be so mad.
Throne of Glass.
I think we do the first 3 books of the Throne of Glass universe before we go back to ACOTAR.
I agree. We go to a good point and then ditch them.
We get through the muck of the first 3 books. 'Cause
Yeah.
the richness of Throne of Glass is after Heir of Fire.
Agreed. And those seasons are going to end up being shorter because
They
they're
are.
just shorter books.
I bet we can do those.
10 books. 10 episodes.
I bet we could do the first 3 books in 1 year. Just get it out.
We're going to talk later about this. I am looking forward to winter book club so much to be able to take a break from notes.
I understand.
But it's good because by the time we're done with winter book club, we're excited for the season so we can start.
It's true.
We know ourselves well enough.
The thing to think about is when to cover Assassin's Blade. Assassin's Blade definitely has to be covered after the first 3 books.
That's right.
It ties so much better to the rest of the series.
We are going to be so controversial.
We are. And I am here for it. Because you can really see when SJM really starts to think broad and long term, starting with Assassin's Assassin's Blade, and that does not occur until after Heir of Fire.
Boom. And that's why we're doing the order, because of her thoughts. So blame her.
Blame SJM.
We'll be right back. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
The best lesson I've ever learned in life is to remember to thank myself. And sometimes that's thanking my lungs for breathing when I'm on a hike. Sometimes that's thanking my feet for walking when they hurt. And I think this is the perfect time of year to learn to thank ourselves more.
Do you know who reminds me to thank myself and be kind to myself the most? My therapist. Shout out to them. I've been going to therapy for almost 10 years now. And one of the best feelings is having your therapist say, wow, you've really done the work.
And it might take 10 years to get there. I would say my journey is very similar, but it's worth that effort to reach moments like this, where you do feel like you've achieved something.
Starting therapy has never been easier with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is entirely online and it's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And you know what? If that first therapist doesn't work for you, switching therapists at any time costs nothing.
So let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/booktalk, BOOKTOK, today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/booktalk, BOOKTOK. I cannot believe it is the time of year to start thinking about gift buying. And I have too many brothers for this to be an easy thing for me to do.
You really do have a lot of brothers.
I do.
Luckily, Manscaped has made that very easy with their Chairman Pro package. It's the ultimate set of tools that brings the luxury of a professional shave right to his bathroom. Quick funny story. I once had an ex-boyfriend who prepared me that if we were to get married, I'd have to shave his back. And one of my biggest fears of shaving his back wasn't the idea of shaving his back. It was the fear of cutting him and hurting him by shaving his back. Had I known that something like Manscaped's Chairman Pro package existed, maybe we'd still be together today.
I think he would have appreciated all your efforts, but more your effort with the Chairman Pro package, because it not only includes the Chairman Pro electric foil shaver, but also the Power Shave Gel and the Face Shave Soother.
Men have all the best toys.
Toys or tools?
Why can't they be the same? The beauty of this electric foil shaver is that it reduces the risk of ingrown hairs and, most importantly, reduces the risk of grooming accidents, which, again, my number one fear.
So if you want to give him a gift that he'll love and use every day, the Chairman Pro package from Manscaped is the perfect choice. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BOOKTALK, BOOKTALK at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code BOOKTALK, BOOKTALK at manscaped.com. manscaped.com.
Whole Foods Market has Thanksgiving gatherings covered. First things first, reserve your no antibiotics ever fresh whole turkey today, starting at $2.99 a pound. Or go with their organic spiral cut bone-in ham, full of seared-in flavor. For sides, choose Whole Foods Market grab-and-go platters. Go even further and get your whole meal catered. Just order online by November 26th. Get Thanksgiving ready at Whole Foods Market. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Okay, next question. Talking about rating books. How do you decide how many stars to give?
That's a good question.
It's a great question. So I can start. What? I think that the star rating, I don't want to say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I think it's way too subjective, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I recently read a book that was, by all intents and purposes, a 3-star book. The plot wasn't good. None of this was like, the development was shit. All of it was very mediocre, but I had such a good time reading it that my experience was 5 stars.
Okay.
The book itself was not a 5-star book, but I had such a good time. Like I enjoyed it. So I had to like really figure out how I would rate it. So for me, that kind of ends up being like 3.5, 5, like 4. You know, I kind of meet the average, but I don't put value into stars. When I read a book, I'll do something similar to what I do with a restaurant. Like, especially in LA, this is going to come and make sense in a circle, but you know what? Champagne. So work with me here. In LA, there's not a lot of good food. And I know people will like argue me with that, but there's like, food is not good here.
There's a lot of mediocre food.
A lot of mediocre food, but very picturesque places. Very popular, very trendy, but food is bleh. I like to go to the low, like when I go to a place, I personally don't like eating at 5-star restaurants, or if their Yelp is 5-star, I think that it's overinflated. I like to look at the worst reviews to see what they say. Yeah. If it's staff related, if it's other stuff, I think it's bullshit. Like, you probably suck. If it's like the food is dry and horrible, you know, then I'll listen to it. So the same thing when it comes to book reviews. If I care about a book review, which I try not to, but if I do, I'll go to the worst reviews. Yeah. Try to find the non-spoilers. And if it's like, I read something somewhere of like, she didn't even put up a fight against him when he did X, Y, and Z. I'm like, great, I don't want her to. I know, right?
No, so, I totally get it. I read a book that was given a 1-star because it had a gangbang scene, and I was like, give it to me.
And it was consensual for the most part. But it's just
it wasn't really a gangbang scene.
It was. I remember you telling me. You're like, because you were like, Jack, I'm reading something and it's gangbang. I'm like, I don't know if I want to read that. And you're kind of like, it was like 2 guys. I'm like, well, that like fuck. That's called a threesome. Yeah. That's called a good time. So yeah. I think like you just have to read. Like don't listen to my stars. I'd be the first person of like, my stars are completely subjective to my own experience.
Well, this is why on our Patreon, we don't have a single star rating.
Yeah.
We have multiple stars. I would love to create a really difficult rubric to determine the star level.
This is so on brand for you. Continue.
That's based on 4 criteria. Plot, romance, character development, enjoyability.
You're such a nerd. I love you. Continue.
But like, depending on how you rate those individually results in a certain star. And I would have that rubric public so that when you know I rate something for 3 stars, you understand the possibilities of what that 3-star means.
I think we should plug our Patreon. If you want to know like what our reviews are, definitely go to our Patreon, because it's not about
we talk about spice, we'll talk about other things. It's just so subjective. So
yeah, I mean, I recently read a book that the majority of Goodreads rated as 1 star, but others rated as 5 stars. And I read it and I was like, solid 3, because the writing, not good, but it got better over time.
Yeah.
And the premise, amazing.
I think we're too harsh on 3 stars.
Yeah.
Like, I love a 3-star book because a 3-star book is, I can enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Is it good? No, but I'm not here to be good.
I'm not here, to I'm
enjoy
not here
it.
to critique. I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best spice is in a 3-star.
That's so true. So to continue off of that, another listener asked, how do we define a good book? That's hard too. So, okay, I'm going to have 2 versions of good.
Okay.
One version of good is academically good. I'm going to call it, can I say it crosses all the T's, dots all the I's? Yeah. Could I say this is a smart book? Yeah. Can I say this is a bullshit book? Yeah. Count of Monte Cristo, I hated it. I thought it was a dumbass book. I was not a fan of it. I think there's plenty of books that I can look at and say this is objectively a quote unquote good book. Like, I get why literature would deem it as such, but I don't like it. And then there's good of like what I had. Did I have fun?
Yeah.
And that's, so I have 2 versions.
So for me, a good book balances all of that. It is technically fantastic. Plot, great.
Yeah.
Fun, yes. That's a good book.
Yeah.
If you're only technically good but not fun, or not good character development, I'd be like, meh, it was technically a good book, but I didn't enjoy it. Like, for me, it's a culmination of a lot of different factors to make it a really good book. Like, I keep hitting my mic. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, technically fantastic.
Yeah.
Plot, amazing. Fun, it made me cry. It's a great book.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, that's why, like, I think when it comes to things, it's very subjective. I think I could argue, look at something like Twilight. It's a cult favorite for a reason.
Yeah.
Does it have a beginning, middle, end? Does it have a climax? Does it have character development? It has yes.
Yeah.
All those things are a yes. Like, it checks all of the marks of what is considered a good book. Would people consider it a good book? No. But dude, I had a fun time reading it. I think it's a fun book. But it mocks...
Yeah. Colleen.
Sorry. I mean, when poor listeners, we're going to keep that in. Okay, so this won't make sense to you. And I'm going to speak on something that I don't know enough information on. So all of that with like a big old slice of cake, grain of salt. That's the one.
Grain of salt.
Thank you. Oh, I just remembered I have a cupcake at home waiting for me. I'm very excited. What are your thoughts on the whole Reckless versus Red Queen possible plagiarism? Now, let me give some background. Both are considered romantasy.
Okay.
I did some very light looking into. It seems like there's some similarities to it. I have not read either of them. I do not know. However, I am going to get on a soapbox that is going to be about the concept of plagiarism without knowing the details of either of these things.
Sure. Can I use the restroom before you get on your soapbox?
Allowed. Where's my food? So again, you're back from the bathroom. I'm going to re-preface this. I do not know anything about, what are the 2 books? The Red Queen, and I think it was Reckless. Yeah, the Red Queen and Reckless. I have not read either of them. I do not know. So this is not me speaking on those specifically. I'm going to speak on the topic of plagiarism when it comes to a lot of things I've seen spoken about Sarah J. Maas. I think that this is the difficulty of it being a Tipsy episode. I think it's hard when, one, the concept of these the beginning of these conversations are stirred as clickbait. Because who are the ones who are talking about it? The ones who are talking about it are the ones who have the TikTok following, the Instagram followings. They're trying to get people to be interested. Posting something controversial. Sarah J. Maas steals from X, Y, and Z. It's going to be clickbait. It's going to be interesting. People are going to be there.
I think it's really easy to say Sarah J. Maas stole X, Y, and Z from this book, and here are the reasons. And you list 3 similarities that sound strikingly, this is identical.
Yeah.
I think that people lose the concept of nuance or understanding of plagiarism. And maybe it's because, I mean, I probably would feel differently if I wrote something and I felt like someone completely ripped it off. So like, you know, yeah, this is coming from a different perspective. But this is still coming from someone who had like a student perspective in academia, where we had a lot of what is plagiarism?
Yeah.
Conversations of what we write. And being inspired by something and taking direct inspiration from it is not plagiarism in my book.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's hard when it comes to the genre of romantasy where I am doing such broad strokes. So please, like grant me some leeway and grace here, guys. Like, because I'm giving very broad strokes. It's hard when the genre of romantasy is surrounded by these shadow daddy main male characters who are tall, have dark hair, who have some kind of shadow powers. It's all the same. You know, they're all charming. They all have a quirk. They smirk. They're all the same. And that's okay. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
Like I know what I'm signing up for.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a slight deviation of the pie that I'm eating from.
Yeah.
And
it's all in the same trope category, and I'm okay for it.
And like, we love a one bed, one trope.
Yeah.
We love a, like, you know, he's 200 years old and she's not. Like, we have these tropes and we keep coming back to these tropes for a reason. And it's hard to be like, and I don't know if the authors are upset, or again, if this is a clickbait conversation so that people can get more views or anything like that. Because I did a very, very light search, and sure enough, that's like, my thoughts on the X, Y, and Z plagiarism. And I'm like,
it's not plagiarism necessarily.
It's not necessarily. And that's so, like, what is plagiarism?
Right. Plagiarism is verbatim copying.
And inspiration. So, go ahead.
Art steals from art. Art says, I like what they did, but I think I can do it better.
Yeah.
Or I can do it different. Right? So there's always going to be echoes of art in art.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Now, if I wrote my fantasy book and someone read Hurricane Wars and then read my book, they would think I plagiarized from Hurricane Wars. However, I thought of the concept of my book back in 2007.
Yeah. Because you guys were probably both inspired by the same things.
Right. Exactly. And so plagiarism is such a...
It's so subjective. And sometimes it's objective.
I mean, it's actually, I would say plagiarism is very objective. And to compare to authors who had similar thoughts because they're inspired by the same similar things, that's subjective.
Yeah. One of my things that I get the most frustrated with is when people read a book and they go, and I'm going to use Fourth Wing as an example. They read Fourth Wing and they go, this is basically just Hunger Games with blah, blah, blah. Sure. And their answer will be like, this is basically just Hunger Games with blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, do you think Hunger Games invented this? Do you think Hunger Game Battle Royale? There's a lot of other, like, we can keep going back. How about Gladiators?
Yeah.
The concept of trying to fight for survival.
Yeah.
Hunger Games didn't invent this. And
right.
I'm specifically...
It was not the OG.
Yeah, and I'm specifically, like, citing Hunger Games because all I hear all the time is, oh, this is basically Goblet of Fire. This is basically Hunger Games. This is basically X, Y, and Squid Games is basically this. And it's like, oh my... Hunger Games didn't invent this.
Right.
This is there are only so many versions of the hero's journey.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing at the end of the day is every story is a retelling of another story. Like, it's not that we've lost originality, but every storyline that can be told has been told.
Absolutely.
And we're just finding new ways to tell the same storylines we're already familiar with.
So do it in a way that's yours. So let's go into Sarah J. Maas again. We read Angel's Blood, which we know she was inspired by. And Lily, who we interviewed, Happy Hermit, she read the series and she told us a lot of the things that were very similar. I would never in a million years say that she plagiarized it. I would say
No.
she was inspired by it.
Exactly.
Inspiration is not plagiarism.
No. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's just that we can't help it.
We can't help it. And I think it really comes down to like, listen to who you're getting this info from, because maybe there will be a time that I feel like it's like, it might be legit plagiarism. And I don't want to dismiss those moments. I recently saw a cover and I could not tell you what the cover was, but it reminded me to the point where it looked too much like SB Nova's covers that I was like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It looked too similar. I think covers and looking too much like the same
for sure.
is more of a problem than stories being similar. But I just, like here, have a little bit of like understanding in the sense that like the people who are talking about it might just want views and it's sensational.
Yeah.
And I think the more that people read, I think the more their understanding of, all of it's similar.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, are we not all retelling Greek folklore?
Yeah, the Romans stole from the Greek.
Exactly.
And the Greeks, you could even say,
stole from somebody.
Mesopotamia. Yeah. I remember when Harry Potter came out, people were so annoyed because they said that she stole from Tolkien. And I was like, I don't think she's pretending like she invented some of these monsters and beasts and creatures.
Yeah.
And where the fuck do you think Tolkien got some of his shit from?
Right. Definitely. He did not make that shit up.
No, I think the second you accept that you're never going to have an original thought, but you can do it in an original way.
Yep.
Is when you're going to have fun with it. And I think that's when you're going to like literature more.
I agree.
Welcome to our soapbox.
This isn't the Tipsy funny episode. This is a Tipsy soapbox episode.
This has been a very intense episode. All right, ready for the last question. Top 3 gender bent SJM pairings. So either reverse MF roles or do MMFF. I think this is basically whatever the hell we want.
Manon, Dorian, but Dorian's female.
Whoa. Oh, Manon would be such a good man.
No. I'm saying Manon stays female and Dorian's female as well.
He'd be a great woman too.
Yeah, he would be. Ugh. And Manon dominating. Ugh, that would be so hot.
I saw a TikTok today and it was like, his name is Dorian. I need to hear you say yes, Havili or whatever how you say his last name. It was really, he has some good lines. The fact that it was not smutty is like the most devastating thing. I'm going to be mad the whole entire 8 books or however many it is doing. It's just me raging. Feeling very pent up.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not ready. Okay. You know what? Because of the analysis, Bryce as a man with Therian as a woman.
Oh shit. I see it.
I respect it.
I respect it.
Because, like, it's, like, the right kind of toxic reversed. I don't know.
More. Amryn. As men.
Oh.
Lots of hate fucking.
Oh. They don't even know why they're mad at each other.
No,
they're just mad at each other.
They're just competitive.
They're just competitive fucking. Okay. I'm gonna do one more and then you do one. Oh, okay. You already did your second one. Okay.
I'm gonna do third one.
Wait, why is there stuff on my arm? I don't know. Where did that come from?
I have no idea.
Why is it black?
I don't know. What'd you do?
You're rubbing it and it's not going away. Is it a bruise?
No, it looks like dye. Is it toner?
No.
Okay, my last one. Helion.
Okay.
Cassian. Azriel.
Okay.
Women.
For you? Men?
Yeah, as there were.
For me. And on that note, thank you for listening to this chaotic as fuck episode. We're going to, you know what? We're going to insert a better intro and a better outro later.
When we're sober.
Later. Thank you, Colleen, for listening.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah, mwah. This has been great. This is why we don't do this often.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Thank you for listening to the special Tipsy episode of Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy.
We encourage you to rate and subscribe to our show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Next week, we're kicking off our winter book club where we will discuss The Witch Collector by Carissa Weeks.
We would love to hear your thoughts based on today's conversation. You can submit your comments to our forum at booktalkforbooktalk.com for a chance to have your feedback discussed during a future mini episode or a Patreon exclusive episode.
If you're enjoying the podcast, please visit our website, booktalkforbooktalk.com, to view our latest merch and learn about supporting the show through Patreon or Venmo. You can follow us on TikTok or Instagram at the handle booktalkforbooktalk. Bye! Silver flames, silver flames, it's nesta time in the city.
In Valaris.
You know, every once in a while I'm just like, fucking Emma's great, you know?
She's
this is all right, the alcohol's hit.
Yeah, it has. The supportive, I love her.
You just like think Emma's really nice. And I think she's a really good match for you. Okay. Alcohol's hitting.
Oh man, this is enjoyable for me.
Wait till you descend into my chaos.
That's fine. I'm gonna enjoy your chaos until I get there.